Hello, this is Dominique from DH Bridal Designs. I'm just putting a post up to show you how I start off the design process stage of making some garments or dresses. This is a sketchbook that I've used prior to recent times, and what it is it's a trip to Paris which I went to a while back now, and this is actually the Cathedral of Notre Dame. I've looked at, as you can see, some of the stained glass windows, and that's really informed some of my work. As you can see, I've done some sort of panels and shapes on the shoulders here, just looking at the lines and shapes really, and obviously learning more about the cathedral too itself. Again, more stained glass windows, more of this whole understanding what kind of shapes take place in these usual glass windows and how I can represent that on some garments and reference that to come up with something really visually pleasing and stylish and something really wearable. Again, I'm looking at the arches here and the ceilings, and the linear sort of shapes and lines that you can see. I'm looking at bridal references now as well, looking at the sort of shape of the skirt that I liked. This was a visit to the Paris Musée d'Orsay, and this museum here was featuring many artworks from the Impressionists. So I've done a bit of a study on the Impressionists here, and then I've featured a few of the most prominent paintings that I really drew, that I really was drawn to, and it was mainly to do with a lot of feminine sort of features. So they're very soft and gentle pastels, and there's no big movements going on, like there's not, nothing like a sort of, there's no Olympics going on here. So yeah, and then I've obviously looked at the shapes here of that sort of era, sort of that Victorian kind of era that a lot of the dates go back to, and you'd see high necklines and these floaty skirts and things. So yeah, so I had a look at that. Again, I was looking at the ironwork in France, the street ironwork. Just the way it looks in France is just different in Paris to here in London, and you can see that by their Art Nouveau streets, ironworks, and sort of information on that. Trying to draw the detail and get used to terms and grips of the detail there, and then representing that on some dresses and seeing what I can come up with there. So yeah, very interesting. Again, I'm doing some stand work, some 3D work now, which I always try to go onto the mannequin on the stand and start draping, pinning, folding, and just generally manipulating fabrics to see how I can design in a different way and form ideas in a different way there. So yeah, just coming up with some different aesthetics, different ways of designing there. I've done a bit more here. Then looking at some designers. I've looked at some designers who are in London, ones that inspire me and ones that I feel quite affiliated with. This one's Indie Bride in London. So I've looked at some information on them and seen what they kind of looks, what kind of styles like. This one's called Halfpenny in London. Really like this sleek kind of style here. A lot of it really clean lines and very modern as well. So yeah, I've kind of studied that and sort of tweaked my main designs here that I've been drawn to, and done some work there. And then for finishing off on Andrea Hawkes in London, contemporary wedding dress designer, so looking at what she's doing as well, and her way of designing and how that might relate to me. Yeah. So then usually just then I would go back through the book, the sketchbook pages, and select my main designs, decide on the ones that I'm going to go with, and then put that into a collection, a final lineup drawing where I use paint and black liner, and make sure that I really understand and know the dimensions and the design and style that I'm going for. So that's starting design, concept designing stage. Yep. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Bye.